The date is 21st of May, 2023. A submission is made on speedrun.com by runner Lol869. An RSG world record of 6:45 on Minecraft Bedrock, along with an unlisted video. Lol is a pretty established runner in Bedrock Edition, and held many world records on the way. This new world record was huge. It beat the former world record by over 2 minutes, and the Java world record by about 1, which is a huge margin. Unfortunately, this run is currently unverifiable, and we don't know whether this is legit or not, and probably never will. This video will be divided in 2 parts. First, we would look at the claimed world record, and then we would look at the skepticism surrounding it, with arguments for and against Lol. But before we go on and analyze the run, you should know a few key differences between a Java and Bedrock speedrun. In Bedrock, the game tries to spawn you in a few selected biomes. If your spawn has an inconvenient biome, the game will try to spawn you further from 0-0. The closest 3 strongholds in Bedrock Edition tend to generate under villages, and the closer they are to the range of 700 to 900 blocks from the origin, the better your chances of finding a stronghold under village are. So it is very possible that the game spawns you right on top of a village above a stronghold while searching for a preferred biome. This is a massive time save, as it completely skips the process of trying to locate the stronghold. With that, you also have knowledge of how many eyes the portal room contains, and the lava beneath the portal acts as a way to enter the nether. Due to this, top-level speedrunners often reset for spawn in these coordinates. The nether is almost similar in both editions, except for the fact that Bedrock quadrants are a bit larger, and a structure is not guaranteed per quadrant. One big difference is that there is no F3 menu in Bedrock, so runners can't use the entity spike method to locate the bastion. The end fight is also very different, but I'll explain it later. And now that we have everything that we need to know, let's take a look at the world record speedrun. In the beginning of the video, we see Lol869 digging down under a village at pretty good coordinates, but still there was only about 15% chance of a stronghold being there, and when he figured out there was none, he resets the seed. This shows that even if you happen to spawn at good coordinates near a village, you may still not find the stronghold, and it takes many resets to even enter the nether. After a few more resets, Lol869 spawns about 1,000 blocks from the origin, directly above a blacksmith house. Checking the chest, it contains 7 obsidian and an iron pickaxe. Then, he finds another blacksmith, and looting it, he finds just 3 gold ingots. So he decides to kill the iron golem for more iron, by digging down 2 blocks, which is different from what you might be familiar in Java speedruns, since golem pathfinding is a bit different here. After killing the golem, he makes a bucket and a gold axe, mines a few wood and grabs water, and gathers a bit of food. Now he needs to enter the stronghold, which has a 12% chance of being under the village. To figure out the correct dig down spot, to always end up on the stronghold starter staircase, from where the stronghold generation takes place, runners use the placement of the village bell, a method developed by SprinxMC. This way, you always end up in the stronghold near the portal room, and lucky for Lol869, this village had a stronghold underneath. He was able to find out the portal shortly, and using the lava from below the end frames, he builds up the nether portal. To light up the portal, he uses the wood light method, which is pretty efficient in Bedrock Edition, unlike Java. He is able to enter the nether at 150, almost 1.5 minutes faster than Danny. As soon as he enters, there is a bridge bastion in front of him. After casually using the obsidian blocks to travel across lava and traverse through the bridge, he arrives at the chalice. While building up, he also probably sees this fortress on a distance, and starts mining gold. There is a pretty unique feature in Bedrock, where you can basically instantly trade the gold with piglins, by breaking a gold block, which is exactly what he does to finish his trades in under 1 minute. He pearls up to the fortress, and enters at about 3:30, which is an absolutely insane pace. He kills a few stray blazes, and after fighting through a group of wither skeletons, finds a few more strays. He goes an overall 6 for 9 on blaze drops, and starts to make his way to the home portal. This pace is unheard of. He enters back to the overworld, in the stronghold at 5:50, and 6 seconds later, he is in the end. In Bedrock version, end fights are almost completely different. The dragon perches are very consistent, and the dragon flies into the portal directly. When Lol869 pearls to the mid, this is exactly what he sees, the dragon was perching. He sets up obsidian near the end fountain, goes inside the portal and shoots an ender pearl to the dragon's head, since shooting any projectile to the dragon's head hitbox activates a bug that multiplies the damage dealt to the dragon. After that, he crits the dragon exactly 4 times, and starts to pillar up with a few blocks. Then, he places a lava source block near the dragon's head, as it would slow down the ender dragon if it tries to fly away, after taking more than 50 hit points. After setting everything up, he jumps down, and explodes 3 beds in quick succession. The ender dragon tries to fly away, but is blocked by the lava, and continues to take more damage until it dies. Lol869 quickly re-enters the fountain and dies to fire damage. But since he was inside the fountain, after 10 seconds of dragon death animation, credits still roll, and he has beaten Minecraft faster than anyone. There has been some fair amount of skepticism regarding this speedrun. The biggest problem of all was that it was recently discovered that the resource pack that Lol was using allowed one to inject a seed without it being shown in the seed box, pretty much making it undetectable. This is no means implies he had used this method to fake his speedrun, because this resource pack was actually allowed for faster resets, and it just wasn't known that it could do such a thing. The mods made a tiny mistake here, as this should not have been allowed at the first place. Another cause of concern was the fact that the seed he was using was actually present in the list of potential set seeds, which brings an approximated 1 in 27 million chance to get this seed over his resets, and this is the biggest red flag on the run so far. Another thing to note is that Lol waited for over half an hour before saying anything about his run, although to be fair, this should not be considered a strong point against him. But before you jump on conclusions, you should also consider the arguments in favor of him. Even though the run was bought under much scrutiny, no concrete evidence was found that could confirm that he had cheated in any way. Everything that the moderators had asked for was provided by him, but that on itself was not enough to prove the legitimacy of the run. It is also concluded that the run is not possibly spliced, as there were no discrepancies regarding that, so the only way he could have cheated is via the resource pack and macro. On top of that, the run itself had no suspicious plays, perhaps because the seed was very linear. Also, Lol is a pretty respected runner, but from what we have seen in the past few cases, this shouldn't be considered an absolute argument in his favor. Overall, not much could be said about this run's legitimacy. The final verdict is that the runner is not accused to be a cheater, but the speedrun would be considered unverifiable. This would mean that Lol will continue to be a part of the speedrun community, and all his other runs would still remain verified. The resource pack is now banned for speedrunning, and some rules have been slightly changed. With all the evidence provided, I leave it up to you to decide whether this run was legit or not. From what it looks now, this case would remain an unsolved mystery. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, or maybe leave a comment. If you want to see my speedruns, you can check out my second channel. The link to my other socials will be in the description. Anyways, see you all soon.